Gonna talk about karma. Gonna talk
Yeah,
about karma. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. Okay, we are streaming on YouTube. We decided to stream it publicly on YouTube as well, and we will be focusing on you guys on Zoom. So, hello everyone. My name is Alana, and I'm here with the beautiful Pamela Aaralyn. Hello. You know probably everyone here, but please introduce yourself.
Hi. Pamela, who does not feel like defining herself today, is outside of the
I'm
limited bonds of time.
always like that when someone asks me who I am. You are a spiritual teacher, channel, alchemist, you are an energy healer, shaman. Do you call yourself a shaman? Do you consider yourself to be a shaman?
That word is such a strange word in modern culture. Like, what does that even mean?
Well,
I'm an alchemist because I turn everything into joy and love, or something ridiculously funny.
so you can find out more about you at PamelaAaralyn.com. And obviously, you also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Pamela Aaralyn. And I'm so grateful that we decided to do this tonight. And I think it's our first time being on screen together, and both of us are conscious and fully aware and not trans channeling or anything. So
Yeah,
that is amazing.
for each other. Yeah.
Yes. We get to hold space for each other in a different type of way.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's jump into it. So I took a nap earlier today, and I was taken to like the most bizarre dream ever that felt so real. And I was walking my dog at a park, and I tripped and fell onto a slide, one of those water slides. It's like a tube, and the tube went way deep underwater on the ground. I was freaking out. I was still holding my dog's leash. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. And went deep, deep, deep. Finally, at the end of the slide, it opened up to an arcade, and I was still underwater. And I saw this arcade game. There was a coin already in the game, so I like pressed the button, and my intention was to play this game so I could get out and survive.
Okay.
And I was still drowning. I still like felt like I had trouble breathing. And I looked at my dog and I was like, "Are you okay? We're gonna die." And I'm like, "This game isn't working." And then I see an attendant come out of nowhere. He was in like dressed in all black suit, and I made a gesture like, "I can't breathe. Get me out of here." And he points with his right hand to an exit door. It was very clearly there. I didn't see it before. And as soon as I looked at the exit, I was like, "Oh." Then I woke up. And I had immediately thought, oh, that's karma. And that makes so much sense because Pamela and I are talking today. And we were talking about karma and Dharma the other day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spirit, for the message. So I'd love to hear what you think about karma. What comes up for you when you hear that dream?
Well, I was just wondering the whole time when your dog was gonna actually, because you said that you went down into an arcade to play games while you were also drowning. And I was wondering if your dog also had his own console. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to mind. He's like, does he have his little paws on there too? He's looking at you know?
He was hanging out, like just wondering what in the world I was doing.
Right, right. Well, if she can't breathe, I guess I can't breathe either. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we're gonna play video games while we can't breathe because yeah. No, that's really cool because the attendant came all black. That's interesting because black rippers probably could be a metaphor for nothingness, like the great abyss, the great void. And he's like, actually, by the way, I'm God here. I'm your attendant. I'm the great nothing. Just showing up in this arcade, no big deal. You can leave this suffering anytime you want. It's right over there. But
There.
it's interesting that you literally woke up from your dream
Mhm,
after that, which tells me you can wake up within a dream. You can
mhm,
wake up at any point in time if your dream is causing suffering, if your, as you guys have fathomed by now, dream is a metaphor for your human life experience. So if you don't like it, the awakening helps that.
yeah,
Waking up from it helps that. Just sit, by the way, this is okay. Everything that doesn't look normal, that looks crazy, everything like suffering,
yeah,
there's an exit to it by waking up.
yes. And the realization that there's always an exit. Like, oh, I'm not stuck here drowning in this arcade. I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I asked for help to
Right.
fix it. And I
Oh,
was
karma
really
is like
suffering
that
before.
though. That's karma's like that though. It's so uh enticing. And
Mhm.
it's so insidious because there are all these twists and turns and changes and fun and then pain. You're woo going on the slide and then oh shit. Wait a minute, my dog's here too. I wonder what that is even about. I'm so focused on the dog in your dream and I have no idea why. I'm like, does your dog share your karma?
I think so. But what's funny is that I looked at her while she was there, like next to me while I was trying to play the game.
Yeah.
I went to go squeeze her because I was so scared. And then she started choking even more.
What's your karma, lady? Hug me.
Oh goodness. So I didn't have any set, I guess, intention or theme for it tonight, but it's clear that karma and dharma cycles that you guys are in could be a good one for us to discuss. And yeah, we're happy to have you guys come on screen, or you can ask your questions and
And I find that like a lot of people, I don't know if you find this in your teaching stuff, kids. What? What? Yes, I'm busy. What's up? Okay. I wonder if um, when you're teaching, if people ask you similar questions, because a lot of my students attribute karma to, I don't know, there's a certain connotation with it,
mm,
associated with it, sort of like, oh, that's your karma, or oh, well, I have to accept this because this is obviously my karma, which makes the ego think, when will it end? Right? We jump to that conclusion. Well, if there's suffering, that means it's karma. What if there's just suffering because, well, you live in a dualistic environment?
mhm,
What if suffering actually doesn't go away? The Buddhists have that right. And what if every time we learn how to apply one of the keys to the kingdoms of God within us, then Dharma opens up?
mm,
That particular component of us shines through. And we call that Dharma, whether it be a component where we turn the key, somehow we activate joy and we make people laugh. We turn the key to a kingdom of God during the karmic suffering. We may activate grief,
mhm.
which is a grand release. And that kingdom opens up so that we can heal that. And then that's the Dharma. But we would not know the other side of that if we didn't have the karma.
I
The
like
finding the key is weird. It's like shuffling around the dart when you like, I don't know if you've ever done this, you get back from, I don't know, the club or wherever you go and then you're like looking and you're like, it's 2 a.m. and you're like, oh, the keys, and you're digging through your purse and then you look and you're like, which key is it? Are we doing that to ourselves?
I like to think of karma as a lesson, and I like to think of it as more neutral
Mm,
thing, and not to be afraid of it.
mm,
I always position karma as.
so if it's a lesson, who's teaching it?
teaching myself.
Yeah. See, that's how I can tell you're in Dharma though, because you answer like that. But have you ever met anyone who says, "Oh, I'm so tired of this lesson"? Do you guys ever say that to yourself? I'm so tired of this lesson. When is this one over? This one just keeps coming around and around and around. But if you're in Dharma, you won't even think that way because you won't see you won't see that separation.
And it's interesting when you're going through something for the lesson and you're like, I know I have to do this. I know I have to look, I know that I have to choose this. And well, you don't have to choose anything, but I know that this is part of a lesson and you see all sides of it. And that's really beautiful too.
Mm-hmm.
How you can see the good in all.
Yeah.
Do you want to take someone on the screen? No?
Sure.
Yeah. Lori. Lori has her hand raised.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics. Oh my gosh, I can't stop talking about opening those keys to the kingdoms of God within us and how we can find them, whether we feel like we're realizing karma or whether we feel like we're in a dharmic situation. It's just an incredible thing to find those keys and to actually use them when you're like totally freaking out to pull out one of those keys.
Hi, Corey.
Hey, Corey.
Hello. Do you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love your hair back.
So,
I don't see it back
what is then?
often.
Yeah, it's called hot. It's hot. It's 102 still.
Yeah.
But we've never seen you with your hair back. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the love. So my question that comes into, so I'm on that path right now where I don't want to be on the spiritual journey anymore.
Mm.
I want to put my kickstand down, get off the bike, and be like, peace out.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
What's that about right now? Like, if you just as a general question, not like as a want to dive into Corey's life, but like, what's how can you guide someone with that? How can you?
My question for you is what's on the other side of that? When you decide like, okay, no more spiritual path, what does that mean?
What does that look like? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
I think I have so many things in my life right now with major decisions. And I feel there it is. Okay. It's funny how you talk it out with someone. You're like, oh, there it is. Okay, I got it now. But part of the problem is I feel like right now I'm in the center of a box and I've got 4 corners. And each corner has major life decisions of what to do. And I don't want to go to either one of them. So that's why this is coming up right now, because I feel if I get out of this somehow and stop doing the spiritual side of things and stop thinking of it that way, then I'll be able to find my answers. Well, my answers are right in front of me. But and there is no wrong decision. There is no right decision. There's just a decision, right? There's just a way that I'll be able to manifest what I need to manifest for me. But at the same time, I feel so like alone, of course, because anytime you're doing these kind of major life decisions, you feel alone and confused of what's right for me. And I've shut so much off because you get too much chatter going this way or too much outside noise. And I'm really trying to come back into me, but I feel like I'm always trying to escape. I'm trying to get out all the time.
So what would happen if you didn't make any of these choices right now?
I think I have 2 weeks before I have to make a major one.
Okay.
And I just, I think of the past and how those decisions in the past and what they've done to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I'm supposed to let that go because that's the past, and I'm not supposed to bring the past and the future. But at the same time, those were the lessons that were learned that helped me walk the path I'm on now. So I don't know how to not look back at the lessons to go forward with those lessons.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying without saying it?
Do you know that confusion is just a cover for not facing some part of yourself that you know is about to come up in 2 weeks? Confusion's a lie. You're not confused, you're scared.
Oh, yeah, that's where the heartburn comes from.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being scared. Fear is a great thing because it brings you into those parts of yourself that you really want awareness about.
Yeah.
So no
Yeah.
matter what decision you make coming up in 2 weeks, and if you wait like 13 days and 23 hours before that decision comes, I want you to do it. Like just to sit with it and just to say, okay, this is karma and I'm not running from it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid and I'm not running. I'm concerned and I'm not running. I'm worried about the past, but I'm not running.
I don't want to recreate the mistakes. I don't want to recreate fast and famine. I don't want to recreate having to go through such a decision in the life that affects multiple people around me. And that's what it is.
Is it more of a fear of reliving the past, a fear of like the same thing occurring? Because you
Yeah.
have such a greater awareness now.
Yeah. I think that's why I want to escape this spiritual journeys, because I know I have that greater awareness. And if I don't have that greater awareness, I can go back into the hole and I can make the decision. And then I can say, well, I didn't know any better. No, you did know better. Yep. There it is.
Yep.
There's
Thank you for saying that.
the clarity.
Yeah.
But I needed my people to talk it through. So thank you for allowing me to talk about this, because it's been this way. I don't know what to do.
Do you
I just want
think
to get on my
well, like, what is spirituality then? When you say sometimes I just want to stop this spiritual path, like, what is that? What is spirituality to you? What is a spiritual path?
trusting the unknown, loving myself no matter what decision, having faith in the unknown, of course, too. Knowing that I am the creator, co-creator of this reality. And I
Being
feel like
right there, what you said right there, knowing I am the creator and co-creator of this reality. Are you afraid of responsibility?
I'm going to say yes, but also no.
Good.
Yes to what's going to happen. Yes, I am afraid of that part. I'm not afraid of, paying my bills and being a good mom and, those kind of responsibilities. But this next adventure, I feel like I'm holding my breath. And
You don't know what it's going to be like. So the ultimate responsibility is to say, here's the complete unknown. Here's what I did in the past with the unknown. And I have a choice that's similar, but it's still unknown. I'm a completely different person. And I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of that power? Are you afraid of your own power? To be a completely empowered person in the face of uncertainty.
Yeah.
And to completely not know because you're a spiritual being.
Right. Exactly.
Most people freak out. Like the old us would completely freak out. Like if we didn't know, we'd be like, well, how could we know? What that doesn't, if we're not going to know, then we shouldn't do it. That's not practical. That's not responsible. This is a different type of responsibility. This is your ability to respond as a God being, which means you don't get to know.
Yes.
And it's scary. You're not confused. You're afraid. And that human you is going to like buck it. Every little inner child's going to buck that power every step of the way and say, it's safer to be powerless. It's safer to go back to the way you were.
Yeah.
And you can just, I'm completely here with you right now. I know that you're afraid of the unknown, but this is power. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah. And this then helps me you just nailed it for me, why I'm missing my mom even more, because I'm missing someone holding my hand and telling me everything's going to be okay.
But you can do that. You can bring your inner child into your sacred circle and talk to her, light a sacred fire,
Yep.
and you guys can cry it out.
Yep. I love you girls. Thank you so much.
Can I share something with
Yes,
you?
of course.
So around the time that you and I initially connected is when I decided to leave my job.
Yeah.
And I had no clue why. Well, I knew the why didn't matter. I had no clue what the next steps were for me,
Yeah.
but I knew that I was tired of suffering in the way that I was suffering before. And I had no other choice but to go forward and to choose a different decision, because the old way was just completely done, drained out my life force energy, and I just needed to do something different. So I went into my void, essentially. I didn't know anything that was going to happen. I just let go of most everything. And then that's when things started pouring in.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that with you. And it's difficult when you're hearing, when you have that voice saying, oh, I shouldn't think about the past because I'm in the present. And what if that reminder is super helpful for you? What if that's reminding you of your strength and how much you've learned since then?
Yeah.
What if it's just reminding you of the newness in your life right now, and that you can choose more wisely because you are so empowered?
Thank you. You are right. And I just needed, like I said, I needed my girls to talk to. I needed to feel, I needed to realign. Like I was squiggly. Do you know what I mean? And like right now I'm standing tall and proud again. Like I feel it in my heart again. My heart's clear. So everything always works out for my highest good, whether it's for me to learn from, for me to grow from, or for me to bloom from. It is just, it's a magical journey, and I know this. And I'm going to keep that tried and true, because that's what I'm on, and the answer's right in front of me. I know what the answer is. So thank you.
And if inner child feels scared again, and listen to her, allow her to have that voice. And sometimes she just needs to be heard.
She just wants me to put music on and dance all the time. So
fun.
We love you too.
I think that we should go party with Corey's inner child.
I'm into that. I'm so into that.
She loves it. She loves to. Let me tell you, she likes to go swimming. She likes to go dancing. She likes to work out. She likes to be active. She's awesome. Very awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Anyone else want to join us on screen? You can type in the chat or you can raise your hand. Let us know. We don't bite. I kind of want to see Michelle on screen now.
She's like,
Because if you don't raise your hand, I like to call people out.
maybe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions?
So we did talk a little bit about karma. We haven't talked about Dharma yet.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys feel that Dharma is?
I'm getting a vision of like the light at the end of the tunnel, the gold on the side of the rainbow, and just all the goodness that comes from the lessons that you've learned and the awareness that you have.
Mhm. When's the last time you felt it?
When I was just the other day, when I was approached to be an apprentice for at the jewelry studio that I go to, and I was like, oh, that is amazing and beautiful. And I didn't even think that would happen. And I had been looking for a community, and this opportunity just presented itself. And I was like, that's amazing. And that's how I felt. And it's actually hard for me to define Dharma. It's hard for me to put it into words. I don't know why that is. I know how it feels. I think I know how to live it, but it's hard to define it.
The best way that we can define it, possibly. I don't know if you tell me if you agree with this, but could it be possible that for us to live in it all the time, the only thing we need to do is be aware of those feelings, be aware of those. What if everything that we're here to do is a feeling?
Mhm.
Do a feeling? Well, Dharma.
Mhm. Yeah, and that reminds me of like when I fell in love with, I'm going to use goldsmithing as an example again. When I fell in love with making jewelry, I was afraid to do it more because I was afraid I would get tired of this blissful feeling. So I didn't do it as often because I didn't want to get tired from it, which is so ridiculous.
That's tricky. That's a very brilliant ego. We need to like, give your ego a fucking gold medal. Like that was brilliant. Such a great diversion there, ego. Like,
Mhm. Yep. I was like, I love doing this thing, but I don't want to get tired of it to the point where it's no longer my happy place. So I'm never going to do it. And then I was in a place of like such heartbreak and loss that like my inner child was like, hello, can you do something happy? You know that this thing makes you happy. Can you do this, please? And I'm like, fine, I'll do something that makes me feel good, whatever. And then
Or you know it, you're like lost in that dharmic feeling again and shining your light all over the place. And everybody's like, I remember when that first started happening, I was observing you and I was observing your patrons as well. And Lightworker 613 observing you and my patrons observing you. Our whole soul family was watching you. And guys, did you see it? When she started making jewelry and she started posting her first pieces, we were all like, we weren't like, look at the jewelry, even though we were like, it's beautiful. But what was even better than that was watching your light and then see what you created that shined through that art, but just watching you shine in that way.
Mhm. Yeah. And I wanted just everyone else to feel the same way. Because it was the first time in a long, long time that I felt that bliss and joy.
You just defined one of the keys of the kingdoms of God, the heart kingdom. That's we call that kingdom dot. It's a hidden kingdom for a reason, because we've been in science and logic and practicality for so long that when we have access to something that ecstatic, we don't quite know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, is this even useful? Is this a useful feeling? Of course it's useful. But I was so accustomed to being drained and unhappy that I continued to make decisions that would continue to make me feel unhappy. And I wasn't accustomed to the happy, bliss, joyfulness.
That right there is a trick though of the ego loves karma. Not that there's anything wrong with it loving karma. We certainly wouldn't know what Dharma feels like without it, right? But there is a point, just like in your dream that you had, where you're just like, oh, there's the exit point. There's just this point of gentle awareness that happens. And it's kind of like looking over and go, oh, bright light. Actually don't have to do that karma right now.
Mhm.
I don't have to. And just that knowingness makes that shine through into the beginning stages of Dharma, just
Mhm.
unlocking that door to that kingdom, that heart kingdom.
Yeah. And just the awareness of like, oh, I think I'll go through this other door right now because, I want to try something new, and allowing yourself, giving yourself the power to do that and to trust. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
It is.
So we have someone who wants to come on screen. Zuma, are you ready? Oh, wait, she's offline again. She said she wanted to join just a few minutes ago. So when she rejoins, we can do that. So can you give us an example of Dharma in your life?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm never out of it, for one. Much like you described it as being the light at the end of the tunnel, for me, I see the karmic tunnel, like the whole tunnel is the karma, right? The water dripping down my face and the coldness and the dark and the scared and the, oh my gosh, is this ever going to end? That's karma. But I actually don't see it in the way of like the light in that particular metaphor. What I see it more of as like, I'm that light and all I have to do is turn it on. All I have to do is shine. Like I'm the light that is that. And then I start to see the tunnel and I'm like, oh, you mean it was like open-ended all over the place the whole time and I thought I was closed in here, similar to your dream?
Yeah.
So for me, I recognize really quickly when I'm getting into effects of karma. There's a lot of natural consequence, like A equals B equals C equals D, like one thing behind the other, and it's like a sequential pain. And you can tell when you're about to go into that painful karmic effect. You can tell when you're making yourself suffer. It's so easy to define karma because you're like, this is how it goes. Have you guys ever done this? Well, this is happening right now, so that means that might happen. Then if that happens, then that's going to get up, and then that's going to happen, and then so and so and so and so and so and so is going to get hurt, and then everyone's going to judge me, which is also going to hurt, and then that's going to happen, and then you just like start catastrophizing. Catastrophizing is the easy thing that we do when we live in a dualistic world.
Mm-hmm.
But Dharma is the feeling that happens when you just turn the key by choosing something else. So if that looks like anger, if that looks like, fuck this, I'm not doing that, F off, that's a boundary, you just turned a key. Anger is actually one of the keys because it means you're stepping into your empowerment. Empowerment is a key. It's a cover for a key, rather. So when you get angry, you might be turning that key to empowerment, which is very, I guess chakra wise, that would be more like solar plexus energy, right? Or sacral, depending upon what you're feeling mad about. But when we just choose again, that Dharma comes so instantly. And there's like, oh, wow. Well, I almost fell into the ego trap of catastrophizing again. I almost fell into the karmic bait. My most recent karmic thing was my mom throwing out the bait of come save me, come do everything for me. And I was like, she's calling me right now and it's probably about to be catastrophe because it was yesterday and blah, blah, blah. And right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, I want to use this key right now. I'm going to use a different key and I'm going to use the key of liberation. We talked a little bit about like the 13 keys to the kingdoms. I know that there are 13 kingdoms, but more closer to 7 ones that people tend to use, 11 to 13, that people can initiate into for their Dharma. So I said, I'm just going to use this one key. I'm just going to choose again right now, because I truly don't know that, do I? Step one, inquiry. Is that true? Yes, really? Ask again. Do you know 100% that that is going to happen, that that's true what you're thinking and feeling? Is it true? Chances are you don't know, or that it's not, and you know it. Chances are you're catastrophizing, right? So that simple, like, turning of that key, that simple saying of just, I'm going to use a key to choose to feel differently about that situation right now. I don't care if it feels fake. I don't care if I'm faking it till I'm making it. I don't care if it feels inauthentic. The whole authenticity ruse in the spiritual community irritates stuff out of me.
Why is that?
What is that anyway? No one's really like being it all the time. Like, we can only show ourselves so much and still feel safe in our inner child, right? So my authenticity is like a precious pearl. So I'm like, this is not authentic right now, but I'm going to choose again, and I'm going to show her what liberation is. So she started doing the same thing. My CNA's this and my caregiver's that, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, that really makes you feel disempowered. But do you know that you're actually not? Here's how you're not. You have this going for you. My brother's taking care of it. You have that going for you. I'm taking care of it. If anybody bugs you, they don't even have to talk to you. They just call us. That's it. Someone's treating you badly. You have attorneys. You have so many things that could pull you back into realizing your power in that moment. She's like, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I have an elder care attorney. I have this kind of, I have that, and taking care of my estate. This is happening. That's happening. And then she throws the guilt, but I can't walk right now. But my Dharma's like, yeah. And do you know that that's going to be true forever? No, I don't know that that's going to be true forever. She admitted it. She don't even know. I don't know. I'm like, well, would you like to walk? Would you like to like try to think about how you might feel if you wanted to start walking? That might feel, and we just kind of played with it for a bit. And she suddenly was feeling empowered. She got off the phone being like, you damn Skippy, that's right. I'm feeling better right now. Thank you.
What about the instance where someone wants to be disempowered? Someone is accustomed to playing their little selves and wants to just continue playing that game. Because I find on occasion, if I say something empowering in turn, then that could be considered rude for not playing along with their.
Oh, I love your shadow self today. Is that true? Or is your ego being tricky? See, we talk ourselves out of Dharma all the time. We're like, oh, that would be rude. That would be inappropriate. That would be this. That would be, really? Ask yourself any of the 4 questions. Number 1 is it true? Oh, really? Well, how do you know? How do you know 100% that they would think that's rude? Or that that would be this, or that would be that? Like, for instance, I'll give you an example of Dharma. When the kids were little, I used to live in a subdivision, and I would get up early before, they were all in diapers back then. And I'd get up early before I had to start the whole diaper chain day. Diaper chain, breastfeeding, diapers and breastfeeding. And, and I had to get up early to walk. And there was always this one lady that was walking. She was always decked out, the Lululemon pants and, the fancy headphones, the whole 9 yards, the expensive shoes. Her hair was always perfect. Her makeup was on while she was walking or running, but she looked miserable. And the Dharmic me was like, I can't. Like, my inner child was like, I'll be, hey, how you doing? Hey, you want to hang out sometime? I live right. No. Do your kids go to this school over here? My kids are going to this school. No. She tossed me aside every time. I kept doing it, and it was joy, curiosity, wonder, all those keys. And then one day she was walking and she answered her phone and she just stopped and collapsed. She was running and she collapsed like down, kind of like with her hands on her knees. And she was like this on the concrete. with her hands down, just like this. And then she just kind of covered her face. And I happened to be there. And that was like the one day that grief was the key to her Dharma. And there was nothing I could do to say, you know what, you should just feel more empowered right now. I mean, I could have, but the discernment was speaking differently. It takes great discernment to know what key to that kingdom you're going to use to open up that Dharma with someone, to open up the potential to wonder. But in that moment, I chose to grieve with her. I'm like, whatever it is, I'm right here. You're okay. I know you don't know me, but I got you. And that was her Dharma. She needed to grieve. She needed someone to show her compassion.
Suma, I don't see you in the attendees list, so I cannot add you.
But I do invite everyone to wonder.
Spider.
There's a spider?
Yes.
Okay, we can wonder about that. Where is it? I'm not coming in there. Just
Kitchen
tell me.
window.
What?
Kitchen window.
Kitchen window. Okay, well, good thing is that you don't have to go to the kitchen window anytime soon.
I'm eating.
You're eating? Okay.
Mozzarella sticks. That's
Well, I'm sure it doesn't like mozzarella sticks now, does it?
It's still there though. We don't know if it's a house spider or not.
Is it brown?
Yes.
How big is it? Show me with your hands. Come here. That's tiny.
Like it's still a spider.
Why don't you sing it a song?
No. Even worse, Mom is a maniac.
She likes that karma right now.
So cute.
But she left. So that key is joy. So now she'll be thinking about probably going to go tell her brothers that I told her to sing to the spider and they're going to laugh too. I forgot what I was saying.
So we have a question from someone on YouTube. She's saying that she would like to hear any advice on being able to access her gifts. She feels like she's blocked and that she can't get the info for herself. And that she has to seek outside of herself for the info.
She what?
She says, I have to seek outside of myself for the info I want to receive. I can't seem to think about anything else than the occult wisdom and knowledge.
Okay. That was a very packed question. If you can't seem to see anything besides occult wisdom and knowledge, number one, what's wrong with that? Are you happy with that? It sounds like you're very wise. Do you get this question a lot from people saying, do you get that as a teacher, people feeling blocked, Alanna?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they ask, what are their gifts? And then when I tell them, they're kind of disappointed or not as satisfied. And I feel like it's because there's such a great feeling when you discover, self-discovery is so empowering, right? So it's just a different feeling from when someone tells you you can do X, Y, Z, than when you can start your own journey and discover and listen to your inner voice.
Yeah. Yeah. In the way that the world works, we've been kind of conditioned, particularly in the spiritual industry, to believe that spiritual gifts involves clairvoyance, seeing something outside of yourself or in your mind, clairaudience, hearing something allegedly outside of yourself. Telepathy is more when you get downloads of thoughts, right? But not a lot of people actually talk about claircognizance. They're sending me a picture of the spider right now. He about to send it. He's a house spider or no? Oh, you're big. Hold on.
Are you gonna get it?
That, my friend, is a All right, so that one, wait a minute, it's not working. Okay. That is a brown house spider, my friend, just furrier than usual. They just really wanted to know. All of them texted me now. Look at this. Okay, so that culture, modern spirituality is a culture. In original occult knowledge, and I'm saying this because you identify with that and have stated that you love that. So in ancient hermetics, ancient alchemy, ancient occult knowledge, that didn't come right away. People weren't even calling it that. Spiritual gifts back in that time were, you're gonna love this, the actual true spiritual gifts of that time were benevolence. That's a spiritual gift. You can also find that word in the Bible and about 4 other Christ conscious texts, benevolence. Another one is compassion. Another one is sacred speech, or honoring the sacred word, knowing how to speak, and everything that comes out of your mouth honors the divine. That's a gift. When my mom told me what her spiritual gift was, she has a lot of dreams. So I thought she was going to say prophecy. That was one of the gifts, prophecy, having dreams or getting a knowingness of something. That's prophecy. These are some of the ancient occult gifts that were discussed in all the sacred text, from thousands of years. And then suddenly now we're thinking spiritual gifts is like clairvoyance, clairaudience, putting your hands on someone and healing them, or being able to perform a miracle, right? Channeling, right? This is how we have these new terms for a deep misunderstanding of what gifts actually are. And that is why we feel that we don't connect with them, because we are deeply understanding their foundation, So back to mom's story, when she finally told me her gift when I was older, and she goes, I am the help. And I was like, this is before the movie came out. And I was like, well, what does that mean? She was like, well, I don't really want people to know that it's me. I just want to randomly stick some money in someone's pocket that needs it. I just want to, when they're hanging out with me, or put it in their purse when they're in the bathroom. Or I want to go to church and scrub the toilets and make them think they had a magic toilet fairy and then sneak out the back door. That was her gift. She's like, I want to come when people are sick and clean their kitchen. But I don't want anything for it. And I don't even care if they know it's me. I just want to do it. I want to anonymously send someone's kids college money. And it was just like one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. Because she had a deep understanding of what spiritual gifts really are. The reason why we feel disconnected is not because we're disconnected, but number one, culture. Culture teaches us to believe that everything is outside of us, number one. And spirituality appropriated that. New Age took that and went, oh my gosh, you know what? See things outside of yourself. It's not you, though. It's Jesus or an angel. Hear things outside of yourself is probably your spirit guides, right? The only way to really understand how to connect with your gifts is to stop thinking about something outside of yourself. Number one. And number two, realize the emotional foundation of that, of what it is and how you feel when it happens. It's not actually possible to be blocked. How could it be true that in all of the Christ conscious text that Jesus himself would say, you are made in my image, if we weren't walking lights of connection? Like, even the word connection is so interesting because it implies something else to hook into, right? But when you're walking in Dharma, you're not even thinking about it. You're just like, I feel like going and helping that neighbor. I feel like telling someone something from their spirit guides for no reason, or I have no idea what the reason is. I feel like painting. I feel like making some jewelry. But it's not the jewelry making that's actually the gift. You're just picking up on some mastery, Alana, for another lifetime, right? Like, your mastery is coming through, but it's how you feel that is that gift.
Yeah.
So actually, when I channel, I don't remember a darn thing. I can't say I like how I feel when I channel. Nothing happens like that. But then people tell me how it affected their lives, and I went, That's the gift. I helped in some small way. That's the gift. So when you don't know what your gifts are, serve or be served, give or receive, speak or listen, hold space, be present. Listening, by the way, is a spiritual gift. Now, here's the second thing. There is a very unique ability. Some call it telepathy. I'm going to call it claircognizance. It's just a clear knowing. It can't be defined with how you feel. Your feelings may come afterwards, but they don't start there. You don't see something, you don't hear anything. You just get this deep feeling, like this instinct or gut fuel knowledge. That is the most common spiritual ability. That's not a gift, but it is an ability, much like clairvoyance. And most people that come into my programs and mentorship, like, that's what they have. They're like a natural claircognizant and possibly telepathic, but they don't know. And then it's happening all the time. All these downloads are coming, thoughts are coming, and they're like, man, my mind, I don't know where I got that from, but that's about as true as a flying monkey right now in a Lamborghini going down Bourbon Street or whatever, throwing some popcorn, right? Sorry, I'm pretty random today. So that was like a literal download from somebody's mind here today. I don't know which one of you. But yeah, and then we're like, oh, well, I just made that up. And the more we do that, the more we just separate, you see? And then that's why we feel blocked, because we're continuing to separate and then seek something that's separate as well and call it a gift. It's so backwards. I just want to change it. It's so ironic. We're the gift, but we're seeking for it outside of us. But we are the gift.
We are the gift. Yep.
Nothing we do. That's just the ability. We are the gift.
Amen. How are you feeling about taking a person on screen right now? Uma, you're next.
Which one of you watches South Park? After I said I'm super, you said thanks for asking. And then the whole musical charades went off in my
I
head.
wonder if it was Sean.
I wonder if my kids ate their dinner with that spider.
Was it in the kitchen?
Yeah, it was on the blinds. And they're all trying to eat their dinner, and they're all just like, they're all texting me, all four of them, what's this? What's this?
Yeah.
I have to try to tell my kid to stop with the singing.
You can listen to your kids sing.
We want to hear it.
Hello.
Sing for us, man. Come on.
He's writing this thing for religion class about, I don't know, how having sex takes you away from religion, and obviously he's disagreeing with the article. And then he was asking me, this person that celebrates when their teenage girls get their period, and I was like, what do you think about that? And I'm like, yes, blood is power, blood is life. So how are you? I can only see you, Alanna. Is it because I'm on my phone? Oh, there I am. Now I can see Pamela.
I love you both. Spiritual goddess, is that what it says?
Yes. This is like this really cute brand that's called Spiritual Gangster. And then the boy that, he's a man now, he has a picture of himself as a boy with his mom. And the label, the back of the label is him saying how his mom helped and inspired him to achieve everything. And his whole line is dedicated to his mom. And it's all like that. It's all be calm. I have another one that says strongly meditated, calm mind, strong heart. So I love those. I wear them all the time.
It's so good to see you here.
Likewise, I'm excited. This is like powerhouse right there.
Do you have any questions for us?
Not really. I was thinking, obviously listening to the class and learning. And I was thinking when Pamela was saying, like, what is my Dharma? What is my gift? And what I thought is, I'm loving. I'm not gonna like label it or say anything, because I've learned from you ladies that it's not your role. Before, I used to say, no, I'm a mom, I'm a doctor, I help people, which is still true. I love being a mom. I think that's one of the things that brings me most joy, and I think I'm a super mom. But I was thinking, like, what's my Dharma? Just to be loving.
Can I tell you what I sense from you as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Your tone, your intonation, just it changes things to the frequency of joy, and I think it's so incredible. And so whenever I see you on screen, I just see your light. I see you light up. I see everyone else get joyful as well.
Oh, thank you. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
well, right now I feel
beautiful.
right now I feel like super joy because I'm in camera with you ladies. So that I can feel, maybe that's like that energy that I'm feeling, that we're feeding off each other. It definitely lights me up.
Can I intervene a bit?
Of course.
Absolutely.
So I'm just gonna tiptoe in there.
The master.
No. See, when you're wanting to walk the dharmic path, the more you see other people's joy, the only reason why you're seeing it is because you are too. And when you say I'm loving, it's because you are seeing that as well. But then sometimes if you say, well, if I'm only feeling that because like we're all together, it kind of like induces the concept of separation, which, by the way, initiates you into a karmic response. Not that that's bad. Karma can feel darn good, like really good, right? But Dharma will be like, I see all of me. I'm thankful that I'm showing up. Like you can own it, that you attracted this. Like that's the karmic perspective, but the dharmic perspective is, fuck yeah, I am that.
Well, I got my higher, actually, I wish I could show you. I guess you'll see it when they post it, but Annie drew my higher self portrait, and it all happened kind of synchronicity. I was waiting for my son to get out of tennis, and I saw that Alana was going to do this tonight. And I said, oh my God, what would I ask? What would I ask? And then I was thinking, and I got a journal and I've been writing, and I've been following instructions given by very amazing masters to keep it simple, to go out in nature, and to just practice, stop all the learning, just kind of do ceremonies. And I've been following instructions, and I've been like so away from all the drama of the media. I've just been concentrated on me and on truly being able to live that phrase that I want to say with feeling, I am the love that I am. And because I've been understanding, like Pamela told me once, everything goes back to self-love, but you have to like, it's not de la boca pa fuera. It's like you really have to dress it, live it, like,
yeah.
So
yes.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do every day, like living it. I am the love that I am. And then I was thinking of the question, writing out the journal, all on that thing. And I said, oh my gosh, I should check my email. I checked my email. There was my portrait, and the blessing of the message of my higher self is an Egyptian goddess that looks so badass. You will see her when she posted, because she asked me if she could, and I said obviously yes. Everything is that. I am the love that I am, living it, understanding it. And I was like, totally synchronous. And that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to dress it, live it, absorb it, taste it, feel it, expel it out of my body.
And I love seeing this. I love seeing you. Just it's oozing out of you, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. And mind you, Sunday was a cry day. Sunday I felt sad, and I gave myself the permission to cry. I said, today's gonna be a cry day. And I did the same thing. I tasted it. I felt it. I analyzed it. I'm like, why? Why am I feeling this sad? And I just cried. I said, yeah, today's a cry day. I felt so much better on Monday. So that's where I'm at, ladies.
Very loving to give yourself permission to feel, and especially without judgment, just allowing you to be as you are.
Yeah, and I feel eager. And I've also learned from Pamela to embrace wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So with eager, I have like a little bit of eagerness and wonder. Sometimes I don't want to go too crazy on the wonder, because then I don't want it to turn into neediness type of wonder. So I did. I'm sorry?
What does that mean? What's a
Like
neediness type of wonder?
Like I don't want it to turn into, I wonder so much that I even want like the answer of timing. Like I don't want to wonder in a sense of, when will this happen? I wanna just be eager for it to happen when it's perfect for it to happen.
That's what's the it?
I guess I'm trying not to make it an it, because I know that's important. Like right now, I feel joy, I feel happy. What a great opportunity to be here. I cooked an amazing meal for my kid. I'm so happy. I feel such electricity when he's here with all his goofiness. He's playing tennis again. That makes me so happy. So like, I don't even want to think. I had a great day at work. I finished all my charts. I had the synchronicity. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to think about, I want to be joyful like now.
You are joyful now.
You are joyful now. Is it a sense of presence and wanting to continue being present?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand the question.
Is it that you mentioned not wanting to wonder too much? Is it more that you want to stay present with all the feelings that you're having?
Because I said the word eager, and then I remembered the word wonder. And I know that one time I was talking to Pamela, and she mentioned like how cool the word wonder is. But I feel like I have to tell myself, now, be careful. Don't turn the word wonder into wondering what's going to happen. I think I personally have to be careful with the timing thing. I have to like say, wow, I'm so joyful now. Live it, taste it. And when it's time to cry, it's time to cry. So like I kind of maybe corrected myself a little bit. Like I said eager, and then I remembered wonder, and then I was like, wait a minute, careful with the word wonder. Because in the past you've been wanting, you want like timing stuff, and that's not the way to go about it, I guess.
I wonder if it could be possible that you're so much in your Dharma right now that there's a part of you that's being overly cautious with your wording for fear that you won't be some other time, that it's going to go away, that it's not going to be there the next day, and that you don't know when it's going to come back again. The reason I say that is because I've observed, like, I'm not saying this is with you specifically, but I have observed a lot of really powerful alchemists that have also gone through severe depression. And they're almost scared to wonder. People who have been depressed before are scared to wonder because they're like, you know what? If you wonder, if it doesn't happen, guess what? Depression. If you wonder and then it feels good, but it goes away, guess what? Depression. Which is a very brilliant mind at work right there. If that's what I'm wondering about, your mind is literally diverting you from wondering for fear of actually creating anything, not just in your not just right now, but in your future. Is actually proactive and progressive. It's a very creative thing to wonder if what all this joy that you're feeling right now, well, what would that look like? What would that look like? What do you want your life to be like? What do you want to be feeling and doing and thinking? You can choose your thoughts. You can choose what you do. You can choose your feelings in any given moment. And it's perfectly creative to wonder in that way about how to carry that through into your future without becoming attached to it. The only attachment is the time frame, as you just stated, right? You're aware of that, is for us to say, okay, I wonder if it could happen this week or next week. But you can change that too. You can just say, I wonder if it's happening right now. I wonder if this Dharma that I'm shining outward right now towards everybody in my path isn't going to attract that. I wonder.
Ooh, I just got chills.
Yeah, and I wonder if that could be soon. If it just might be. If it just might be soon. That's not an attachment. It's just a wonder. I wonder if I'm going to walk out in the street today and with all this shiny joy, my soulmate's going to be out there. I would feel like if it would be true, if that's a person that,
Yeah. Well, I also have very present the fact that if you can feel it, it already is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I'm feeling right now, it's like firecrackers are everywhere. So I have no doubt in my mind that if I keep this energy up like that, everything I want into my life is gonna happen. Everything, I guess. Yeah, I guess love. That's the only thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't. You know me, Pamela. I just don't want to get attached.
Here's how you play with that. Right before I manifested the absolute greatest love of my life, who you guys all know very well, I was doing this fun little wonder thing and my heart was fucking broken, okay? But I was just gonna play with this anyway. I wonder if how I feel when I'm around that person, I wonder if I can feel that way around every person. I wonder if I could feel that way around my kid when they're screaming at me. I wonder if I could feel that way when the FedEx guy delivers something to me. That almost didn't go well. He flirted with me. So I wonder if like I could feel that way when my mom's like completely bitching at me over something. Like I wonder if I could feel that way all the time. I just wonder if I could, even if I don't end up with her, like I wonder if that's something that I could feel that way so much that she would notice. And then the wonder kind of got very specific. I wonder if she notices that I feel that way, and it just kind of kept going. And you guys know the rest of the story. But when you can wonder about something that's right on the tip of your fingers, even if you don't know, say it's a soulmate, but you know that they're in the spiritual realm somewhere and you just want to bring them into the physical, but you've had some experiences, so you can wonder about that love that you feel and start to shine that in every direction. And it doesn't mean that, it's going to be a romantic scenario. It just means that you're just taking that love and shining that in every direction.
That's beautiful. I think it's super funny because, or curious, that yesterday I watched the very first season 6 episode of Lucifer, and Lucifer is now God, and then he realizes that he does anything for the detective, but he has to feel that love towards everyone because now he's God. And when you said that, shine that love that you were feeling towards, I never can pronounce her name right. Anya, something like that.
You almost got it, yeah.
That you want to shine it towards everybody. It reminded me of Lucifer, just like Lucifer. He's now trying to love everybody and do good things for everybody, even if he doesn't care for them, just because that's what God does. God loves everything.
I can't wait to see that. That's such a spoiler alert because he
I'm
wasn't.
sorry, it was just the first episode and there's 10.
Oh, he wasn't there in season 5. He was all like, and now I'm vulnerable. And it was like the sweetest thing ever to see him vulnerable. And being in that love will make you vulnerable. Absolutely. Doesn't mean you're not going to have scared moments, right?
Yeah.
But I find that interesting that the season changes and now he has to shine dharmically.
Yes, that's crazy. Wow. Full circle.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel complete. I feel super blessed to have been on screen with you girls.
Thank you so much for being here. We love you.
Now I'm gonna go to the gym and listen to you on my headsets. Thank you for bringing me on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah, I did it right. Gina has a question. So if we do what we love and it makes us happy, is that the gift?
You have to be careful about that thought process, Gina, because that is a karmic thought process. Not that that's bad. I mean, when we say something and then there's an action that follows it, if I feel this, then that will happen. If I do this, then I will feel that. That is a mission. Karma has missions, but only Dharma has purpose. So karma has the ability, the act, the result, the natural consequence, the after effect. But Dharma is outside of time. There can be no after effect. It just is, kind of like grace, right? So yeah, it does happen to be that if you do what makes you happy, you're going to feel happy. The happiness is the gift, but can you find it no matter what you're doing? Then that's Dharma.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a settle, by the way. I know that her mind's probably going to go there. What? But then it's not a settle, because if you think about it, if you're happy with yourself and you're happy with your energy and you're happy with who and what you are and you know who you are, then you just love. You just shine your Dharma for whatever it is, and you're activating those keys all the time, which means that other opportunities will open. You're going to be like what we call in alchemy, the magnet. The magnet is that deep, deep pull. And on earth, we call it karma, but in Dharma, it pulls, it just leads towards all things love, all things joy, all things goodness. Dharma literally translates to the goodness within you, or God's goodness in some translations, or in Hindu translations, goodness. Okay, so can you see goodness in all things? And then can you take another step further than that and even see that those things you created? Can you see the goodness in the painful things you created? Like I could go on and on about that.
That is beautiful. I think that's all the questions we have for tonight. Thank you so much for being on screen with me. I love working with you all the time. And why don't you tell us about the events you have for this month? I know there's bonfire tomorrow on your Patreon.
Yeah, the bonfire's tomorrow where we talk about all those things, all those tricky little ego things that get in the way of us actually shining that Dharma. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. And then I think maybe there's a sound healing this week as well. And then there's a couple of channelings next week. We had the creative, oh, that was a power class. I loved that class,
That
the
was a great
creator
class.
initiatives class. Yeah. How to create from both karma and dharma. That was fun. Yeah,
And galactic history.
and then we have finding home, all about galactic origins and where you're from.
Yes, and that's off your Patreon. You can purchase that on your website, PamelaAaralyn.com. And is there anything else that we should talk about?
No,
Before we
Alana
go?
and I probably have some surprises up our sleeves, but we're taking our time.
Letting it flow.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here, and that's it. Good night.
Good night. Bye.